Alright everyone, I said I wasn't going to do anything more on the night, but that was kind of a half-truth because I am actually going to add a little effect, which is technically not part of the night because it's going to involve a new sprite, but you might kind of feel like it's part of the night. So what I want to do is, as the knight gets hit by lightning and he loses pieces of armor, I want those pieces of armor to fly away from the knight, and I want them to spin as they fly away. Now, I've prepared a blank sprite to work with that's just got the costumes, so you can download that from the Patreon site or any other place I might have left it. Just check beneath the video in the description to see where to get it. And so we're going to upload that sprite, its armor parts, and its name is just parts. And as you can see in the coding area, it's blank, but in the costumes, we've got each of the little pieces of armor that the knight loses, and they're arranged in the right order, so the order matters. Now, the thing that's tricky about getting the effect that we want is as the armor flies away from the knight, we want it to spin, but we also want it to move in one direction, and that's going to cause a little bit of a conflict of directions. Let me show you what I mean. So this is the effect that we want. The piece moves in one direction and then spins as it moves. Of course, we're not always going to want to get it to move to the right. We just want it to move in a straight line. It'll be different straight lines at different times. But for the moment, let's just imagine that we're just trying to get it to move to the right. Now, one way to get it to move over to the right, and the way that we've usually done things, is we get it to point to the right and we get it to just move forwards. But there's a problem with that. Can you see what it is? Well, because it's spinning, at any given time, it's going to be pointing in the direction that it has spun to. It's not always going to be pointing right. And so if we just tell it to move forwards, when it's not facing right, it's going to go in the wrong direction. So what we're going to do in order to solve this problem is we're going to create two elements in the sprite. There's going to be the main sprite, which is going to be invisible to the eye, and that's just going to move in a straight line. So when you hit the knight, it's going to fly away in a straight line. But then there's going to be another element, which is going to be the spinning element, and that's just going to follow it. So instead of moving forward in whatever direction it's facing, it's just going to spin, and then it's going to update its position to the position of the element that's flying away. So the sprite is going to move in a straight line, and it's going to pull its spinning clone along with it. So we've got two things to build, a main sprite, which is just going to act as a kind of guiding light, and a clone of that, which is going to follow the guide and spin as it does so. And we'll start that in the next video. But before we move on to the next video, let's just do a little bit of preparation. So one thing that I want is, I want the armor to fly away in the direction that it was hit. So if the wizard shoots directly at the knight and hits, then I want the armor to fly off away from the wizard. But if, for example, the wizard shoots down and it rebounds and hits the knight in the back, then I want the armor to fly off forwards. So in order to do this, I want it to fly off in the direction that the lightning was moving. And so I need to create a variable that says what direction that is. What direction is the lightning moving in? So to do this, let's go to lightning, and then right here in move lightning, as it's moving 50 steps, that's a good time for it to record its own direction. So I've made a variable already called lightning direction. So we're going to use that. You need to make a variable. Lightning direction, it's got to be for all sprites. And it's going to tell me that mine already exists, that's fine. And then we want to set lightning direction to what? Well, this is just a way of recording the direction that the lightning is going in so that other sprites can read it. So really all we want to do is record direction. So the lightning already knows its own direction. This is what the blue variable represents. But it needs to write it in a global variable, that's to say a variable that's available to all the other sprites, so that they can know what its direction is, and that way the parts that are flying away can know what the direction is, and so they can fly away in the right direction. Okay, that's our preparation done, and we'll get started in the next video. Thank you for listening, and if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.